Hello everyone, thank you for joining me here on another episode of Vegan Please TV. This episode I am talking about selling veganism, and hopefully giving new or experienced or veteran activists and vegan advocates some useful tips on how to sell veganism to other people. So let's get on with it. Now, this is going to be the start of going through the process of having a look through the videos and doing out a plan. There's going to be a couple of different playlists, so if you go into the playlist section of this YouTube channel, or if you're reading this from the Vegan Police TV website, have a look under categories or tags or something like that. I haven't quite figured out how I'll do the website side of things, and there'll be a whole playlist of things that will help you become a better activist, or not a better activist, a more educated activist. So this one is about selling veganism. Now, the thing with veganism is that there's people saying that it's hard to get people to understand or to empathise with veganism. Well, that comes down to the way that it's delivered, because you can take any person on the street, doesn't matter who it is, there with enough of the right questioning, and if you ask them the right questions, you'll be able to get them to understand and be open to having a discussion with regards to to veganism, getting to know more information and things like that. So using some of my experience in the past, managed to get two conservationist hunters to go vegan. That was years ago. Hopefully they still are. I mean, they were more from the ethics side of things as well. So when you get someone to go vegan for ethical reasons, or stay vegan for ethical reasons, then it does tend to be a little bit harder for them to all of a sudden no longer be vegan. Whereas if someone's just doing it for health or animal welfare, then it depends on what government, what propaganda is coming out from the meat and dairy industries as to whether they stay that way or which things are coming. So with regards to that, getting flashed from the camera again, from the iPad again. With regards to that, the one thing that I found, and this is sales techniques from years gone by and all that sort of stuff. So what the idea of this approach is, it's not to sell veganism as such, because you'd have to. I don't think there is anyone, it doesn't matter who they think that they are, whether it's Harley or Leanne or anyone, that can sell veganism. I mean, even the great Gary Francione won't be able to do it, to sell veganism to a person on their first exposure to it. Marketing, some people have said that it takes 12 to 15 exposures to a particular product before they're open to finding out for more information. And this is why we see ads bombarded. You might be sitting down watching a movie, you'll see 3 or 4 ads for the same product during that movie, and then there might be a heavy marketing campaign because there's all these exposures. Then they think that they do a couple of exposures here, there, and might do it over the period of 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll get one all of a sudden. And because the idea's always been the idea's been planted in their head, then it's they're more likely to want to buy it, or they're more open to having a discussion about it. So one of the easiest things to do with regards to that is don't mention veganism to anyone. Don't run out and talk about it to everyone. Don't try and evangelize everyone. And I do understand it is a bit of a challenge for those who are new vegans, because they've had their eyes opened up to veganism and the plight of other animals. So it's a bit of a challenge not to want to evangelize everyone. Techniques that I use to open up discussions, and that's the thing, is that if I'm having a discussion with someone, I'm not looking at getting them to go vegan right there and then. What I'm looking at doing is planting that seed and going through that, having that further discussion with them, and turning around and making it say, well, I'm not interested in them cutting down. I'm not interested in them going cage free. I'm not interested in them going happy meat, because the small increments, while some people say that yes, that is effective at making a long-term activist. With my experience, a long-term vegan convert, what I found is that if you get the desire to do it, so we know with when we're talking about people, they're either motivated to move away from pain or towards pleasure. Now, this is why, you know, the whole sex sells things with, you know, buying cars and everything like that, is that there's that whole pleasure related to that. You know, they've got, you know, the models driving around in the cars and all that sort of stuff, or they've got some guy and he's got some model beside him and he's driving the latest XYZ model vehicle. It's that thing, is that it gets down to the, what is it called? It's the reptilian brain, which is attached towards pleasure. Now, so, you know, obviously that's the one that applies for males. For females, it's vanity. It plays to the vanity. So this is how you can look good. This is how you can, you know, drop 2 dress sizes. And this is why the whole Raw Till 4 thing has been so good, because they've targeted people who that's what they're after. So is that long term? No, we know that that's not long term, because then once they start having challenges with other things, then they're ostracized or they're criticized. And with the Raw Till 4 stuff, it's all about aesthetics and looks and appearance. So going back to with my thing, is that I would rather build a solid foundation. So that's a solid foundation of a person understanding the rights of other animals and the implications of the use of other animals, and build on a solid foundation in that way, and get their learning and their understanding of veganism rock solid, rather than just saying, hey, yeah, you know, we'll just chip away, take little bits, because whilst there's no guarantee with either side, there's no guarantee that if you do get someone to go the plant-based thing, and you know, there is no guarantee that they will end up reducing to zero, because there's no incentive for them to do it, because there will be a point in time where they will wake up and think, hey, hang on, you've just been playing me, you've just been, you know, getting me to do this, getting me to take away little bits, and then that could give them a greater pushback too. So with myself, a full understanding. So normally, first approach with someone, you know, if they don't know anything about vegan, I don't mention anything about veganism until someone does it first. You know, yeah, I might be wearing a t-shirt that says vegan, or has some sort of message on it or something like that, or even the tattoo. Now, the reason for the tattoo is because it's a good way to bring up a conversation with staff at coffee shops, you know, takeaway food places and things like that, or even bars, because you hand over, you know, you hand over your money. I always do it left-handed, so it's, you know, you hand over the money with that, and they'll see the tattoo. Now, it is upside down when you look at it, so it's the right way that way. It's upside down for a reason, because normally when people see words that they understand, they just, you know, look at it and don't pay much attention to it. So, you know, you could have, you know, vegan the right way up, so when they're looking at it, with it being upside down, people are likely to pay more attention to it and say, oh, what's that? Because they're looking at something that is foreign to them, because, you know, not many people can read upside down or are proficient in reading upside down. So to them, it's something that the brain triggers and saying, oh, hang on, this is something new. And it's that we want to look for things, even though we're inundated with messages and advertising, the brain still says, oh, look. So, you know, I've struck up a number of conversations and had long-term conversations with people, and this is the thing, is that when you're talking to veganism to other people, you don't worry about setting the groundwork for yourself and getting that person to go vegan. What you need to be aware of is that, hey, you set the groundwork for the next person that they talk to, or the next time they talk veganism to someone. So if they come back to talk to you, you've got that groundwork done, already, so then you can build on that. So then you get the relationship going with them. And if you've had a couple of conversations with them, it's easier for you to dig a bit deeper and questions. And one of the things that I like to use is, you know, when people find, you know, oh, I could never go vegan. Oh, I could never do it. Why? Oh, because I love my steak too much. Why? Or, you know, I love my roast lamb too much, or I love my roast dinners too much. Oh, why? What is it about the roast lambs that you love? Oh, I just love the taste and blah, blah. Well, you know, you do understand that the taste of the roast lamb is due to the way that you've cooked it and the way that you've seasoned it. It's not the actual product itself, and that you can get similar tastes with without killing another animal. Oh, but I just like it because it's something where we can sit down with the family. Okay, so it's not that you like the taste of it. It's this big social thing. So you've put an emotional attachment to the thing because it's that social feeling that you have when you're sitting with your family, that you can sit down and and have that Sunday dinner. Oh, yep, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So then you turn and say, okay, well, you're aware of that there's other things. If you do want the roast, why not just do it as do a whole heap of roast veggies with couscous salads? Oh, no, that'll be too hard to make. Well, you know what? Honestly, I felt the same way when I was first going vegan. But the thing that I found is that if we do it this way, I found out that it was easy to do. So and then you get them. Oh, okay, yeah, might give it that. And the key words in there is keep asking why. Keep asking why, and then use the feel, felt, found. I feel, you know what? No, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. What I found. So if someone said, "Oh, I could never go vegan because it's just too hard to cook tofu and tofu tastes bland," you know what? I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I first started eating tofu. I made the mistake at the time of having a thing of tofu, cutting a bit off, and it seriously tasted worse than cardboard. What I found is that it takes on the flavours of what you cook with it. So this is the thing, is that there's ways that you can break down people's barriers or people's resistance to going vegan. Another one, especially for the males, there's not a lot of males, so it might also be useful for the females to send to their brothers or partners, is that there's the fear of not fitting in. Well, you know what? Yeah, I felt the same way, and I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I went vegan, and I went vegan 20 something anyway, sometime last century. What I found is that it comes down to the quality of friends that you have, because if your peer group and your friends are going to ostracize you or no longer respect you because of that choice that you've made, then they're really not friends. They're not quality friends to begin with. So it depends on how you view yourself. If you view yourself that you're just going to be part of a clique where it's just everything has to maintain the status quo before anything will go further, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because the idea of having a group of friends and a group of peers is that we are constantly improving ourselves, as a collective and individually as well. So with regards to that, that's what you can do. There's so many other ways that you can bring the whole feel, felt, found thing, feel, felt, found into general discussion and general comments. Just keeping asking questions. Why? Oh, why is that? And don't do it like the 4-year-old asking, oh, why does that do that? Why? Just genuinely ask questions and paraphrase what they've said back to them. Oh yeah, I understand that that you like the whole family thing, but why do you have any idea why that is? And just sort of go through the process that way. Anyway, that was my rant. So if you want more information, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to answer it. There's going to be more clips like this coming out on that, because this is something that I'm really passionate about. Now, there is a vegan advocacy website that I've set up that will deal with that a little bit more. Pardon me. I'll include a link to that down below. So feel free to check out that website. There'll be other clips that aren't part of my YouTube channels on that as well. So anyway, thank you for watching. My name's Cameron Blewett. This was Vegan Police TV, and remember, don't fear the vegan police. We're here to help.